Charlotte Tilbury says this is the concealer she has been dreaming of for 34 years. Full coverage, airbrushed, crease proof for 24 hours, skincare benefits, and a lot of things. But does it actually works on Indian skin and in Indian weather? I have tested this concealer for good 4 days with brush, beauty blender, and in different sorts of application as well. So I'm gonna give you honest and unsponsored review of Charlotte Tilbury's Airbrush Flawless Blur Concealer. Hi everybody, this is Neha Devgan. I am a makeup artist from past 10 years and I've worked on multiple faces with different brands. I'm gonna give you a proper review of this concealer and we're gonna compare it with other high-end concealers that are available in Indian market as well. So now without any further delay, let's get started. Now let's quickly decode what Charlotte is promising. Full coverage with a natural matte airbrushed finish, up to 24-hour creaseless wear, water resistant, sweat proof, transfer proof, hydration for 24 hours, skincare ingredients like hyaluronic acid, squalane and phyto youth essence, non-comedogenic, and it comes in 34 shades. Now the shade that I have over here is 6 medium. I am MAC NC37 shade. I have tried Charlotte Tilbury's Beautiful Skin Foundation in 6 neutral as well. So my skin tone is warm. According to that, I must have picked 5.5 shade or 6.5 shade, which are warm undertones only. But since shade 6 was only available at Dubai airport, so I got this one. And on the basis of my past experience with the Beautiful Skin Foundation, I thought it's gonna work. Now let's talk about the packaging. This is very Charlotte Tilbury Luxe, sturdy, and this diamond shaped applicator is interesting. A micro dot precision tip for pinpoint concealing and a wider flat side for full coverage. I actually like this concept, especially for under eyes and pigmentation areas. Now when we talk about the texture and feel of this concealer, when I want to stretch this concealer, it has really impressed me. A very little dot can give you a lot of stretchability and you can definitely cover too big area with very little product only. So this is what is very impressive about this concealer. Now I'm gonna show you how I applied this concealer in past 3 days and the day 4 is today. So let's talk about day 1 now. On day 1, I am showing you a contrast between color correction and without color correction. So on this side, I've applied my color corrector and on the other side, I'm gonna apply just the concealer. I'm just applying it the way it is mentioned on the website, that the pinpoint precision and about the full coverage thing. So I'm just applying it over here with a PAC brush. And I wanted to cover it more because it could not cover my under eye dark circles in one go. Now I'm just applying the concealer on the other eye on top of the color corrector. So this is how I applied, and honestly I was really impressed with the stretchability. So I didn't apply any foundation on this day and just applied the concealer on my full face, around the mouth and on my pigmentation areas. So on the day 1, I actually realized that people are showing it without any powdering and it looks beautiful without any powdering. So I finished the chores of the day and I was really sleepy. So I slept after doing my outdoor work, and my eye has a habit of tearing up when I sleep. My eyes were tearing up, but then this concealer did not move at all and it was pretty impressive. And now you can see it is filling up in my fine lines. So this was all about day 1. Now let's move ahead with day 2. Now for the day 2, I was supposed to go at my daughter's school and it was her sports day. So I had to be in sun throughout the day. So I did my color correction with my NARS concealer, which I regularly use on myself and on my clients as well. I am applying the color correcting shade in medium dark 2 over here. I did not apply any foundation over here. I am going to apply my sunscreen, that too not on the under eye area and not around the mouth area. Now since I knew that this concealer was filling into my fine lines the other day, I used a lot of Fix Plus. I made sure that there has to be a lot of hydration on my face and on my under eyes. So I used a lot of Fix Plus and then I just settled it, and it is very impressive to see this concealer without powdering. Now I fixed my base with the one size setting spray and this is what it was looking like. But on this day again, I could see that the concealer was filling into my fine lines. On this day, I also made sure that I did not apply a lot of concealer. I just did it once, not like the day one. So the quantity of the concealer was lesser than day one. Day 3 was the day of full glam makeup. Now this was the day I wanted to test it like a full glam makeup, so I used my MAC Studio Serum Foundation. This is a thin foundation. Since the concealer is little bit thicker than this one, I wanted to maintain that sort of balance. I used this one and I tried to cover my pigmentation. I used this one again with the color corrector only. But this one still settled down into my fine lines on this day as well. And day 4 is today. So I really like the way it is looking right now on my face. Now I have applied the concealer, the color corrector on my under eyes, and over here I stretched it a little bit as much as I could. Then I applied very little bit of my cushion foundation. So I just wanted to test it with different sorts of products, and today I have used Beauty Blender with it. In past 3 days I have been using the brush with it. I have always used color corrector with it, especially on the day when I've shown you a contrast between color corrector and the concealer as well. On day 1, I realized that it is very stretchable. It was easy to spread on my face, and that's what made me decide to not to go with foundation on day 1. So my final thoughts about this product are, first, it fills into your lines. Actually fills into your lines. I've tried all sorts of application with it. I've tried it with good prepping and priming. I've tried it with powder puff and brush as well. I have applied my compact, then applied my powder. I've set my under eyes. I believe you must be knowing that I'm a bridal makeup artist, so I know how to set the under eyes. So even today I can still feel it is settling into my under eyes. So I believe this is a very good product for people who are in 20s to 40s. But if you are leaning towards more dry skin, if you have mature skin, or if you have a lot of crow's feet and fine lines and everything, then you need to take very little bit amount of it, because eventually it will settle into your fine lines. Now I also believe if you take a lot of time in prepping and priming your eyes, the process of settling down into the lines can be delayed further. I love the stretchability of this product. I have not seen a matte concealer which is this much stretchable, and that has really impressed me. I believe with a little bit of product you can just spread it on your face and can actually do your makeup. That's what I mentioned before as well. Will I purchase it for my personal makeup vanity? Definitely yes, but this is not going to be the only concealer in my vanity. I will definitely buy hydrating concealer with it, which I'll apply underneath, and then I'll use this one. And I'll make sure that I'm putting that hard work to make this concealer work for me, rather than just applying it as is and going ahead. It's only gonna give me fine lines. If you are more than 40, you need to do a lot of prepping and priming on your under eyes. Will I keep it in my professional makeup vanity? Yes, I can keep it in my professional makeup vanity when I'm using cream concealers, when I'm using very hydrating liquid concealers. And with professional makeups, I know I'm gonna be that cautious that I'm gonna do a lot of prepping and priming, and then I'm gonna be using this product. Will I depend upon this product for my skincare? No. Never. Next is, I've already mentioned the ingredients of this concealer. However, I would still like to mention over here that it is heavily based on silicons. And there are some people whose skin is very sensitive to silicons. In that scenario, I would ask you to use serum-based concealers or light cream-based concealers only, which are very thin concealers. This one gives me blurred look, gives me smooth look, photographs really well. I love the way it looks in the camera, in natural light, in all types of selfies as well. Even though it has blurring properties, I do not feel it has done much for my open pores over here. I feel I still need the blurring primer, and then I can just apply it, but it hasn't done a lot of things for my open pores. On the texture area, however, it does looks little blurring over here on the under eyes. Does it oxidizes? Yes, it does oxidizes to half to 1 point. Now, we as a makeup artist, we know we always apply 1 to 2 shade lighter on the under eye area, because eventually the concealer dries down and actually oxidizes to at least one tone. So I'm going to apply 1 shade lighter on my under eye area. However, I will have to be careful around this area because it didn't really oxidize that much around this area, and this I realized because I shot multiple videos on the same day when I was wear testing this one, and this is actually a little lighter shade for me. So I could see that it was looking little lighter for my skin tone, and that's when I thought I'm gonna mix a little bit of my foundation shade or a darker concealer shade in this, and that's when I apply it over here. Under the eyes, it's okay. We can handle little bit of lightness. Although this is 1 shade lighter than my skin tone and it is neutral, it hasn't gone gray, it hasn't oxidized more than half a skin tone on my shade. However, every skin is different. Prepping and priming process is different. The oils that your skin secrete and the weather you are in, everything is different. So how a product reacts to your skin is obviously going to be different than my skin tone. But I still believe that it is a stable formula and it's not gonna oxidize more than one skin tone until you are using 3 shades lighter than your skin tone. Okay. Now, when I compare it with the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, I think it has equal amounts of coverage in this one. However, this is more stretchable than the Tarte Shape Tape. Tarte Shape Tape is a very drying concealer and we handle it with a lot of prepping and priming. Especially, we like to apply it in summers, and I never pair Tarte Shape Tape with a matte foundation, which is full coverage, because then it becomes too much. So for example, a classic example of this scenario is I will never apply Tarte Shape Tape with an Estee Lauder foundation, because then it becomes too much. Both are oil controlling, so both becomes too much, and sometimes the patchiness happens. Sometimes if you apply it in winter, it's gonna lift. It's not gonna stick to the skin. So you can never apply an oil pulling concealer with a lot of matte foundation. So make sure you hydrate your skin if you're applying a matte foundation or matte concealer, and don't try to pair it with everything matte. Okay, that's what I feel with Tarte Shape Tape. Now this is more hydrating, but I'm still not gonna pair this one with the Charlotte Tilbury's Airbrush foundation, because that again makes me feel very dry after applying it. Okay, so this is almost like that formula only, I believe, but little more hydrating. I think that's because of the squalane present in it. Okay, now when I compare it with the Hourglass concealer, it took me some time to get used to the Hourglass concealer. It used to settle into my fine lines, because when you apply makeup on somebody else, for example, I'm doing my bride, I'm being very cautious. I do a lot of prepping and priming. But when I apply makeup on myself, I don't take that much of time, and I just, I just apply everything all in once. I just give 2 seconds to each step, and that's when I see that Hourglass still gives me fine lines. In my previous reviews, I told you that it settles down into my lines and it feels very dry. So it does feels dry, but now I know how to handle it. I like to apply more layers of hydrating concealer and just very lighter shade and just one dot. That's it. That's how I feel it is easy to use and it doesn't settles into my fine lines. When it comes to this, it is again more hydrating than the Hourglass concealer and more stretchable than the Hourglass concealer. That's what I have realized about this concealer. But it is mattifying, I would say 15-20% less mattifying than the Hourglass concealer. Okay, now when we talk about the L'Oreal Infallible Concealer, although this is for personal use, this is not for professional makeup vanity. But then if I would like to compare both, I would say the Charlotte's concealer is more stable formula and more hydrating formula than this one. Okay, with almost 85 to 90% amount of coverage, just 10% less than the L'Oreal Infallible Concealer. And that's what I felt about this one. It feels more blurring, more smoothing. So I've also ordered my hydrating toners and I'm gonna try it with them as well. That's gonna be the fifth test, and I'm gonna put that in the pinned comment of this video, that how it performed with those hydrating toners as well. Right now I have used it with the creamy toner only. I'm gonna use it with the hydrating toner as well. I've ordered it from Skin 104 and I'm gonna test this one with that as well. I like to test the product multiple times sometimes when I'm not really sure that is it performing in all scenarios or not. If I have to repurchase it, I'll buy it for the packaging. Second, I feel that when we do bridal makeups, we do a lot of, eyeshadows on the under eye area as well. So when I leave this part and when I am able to cover this part, this is looking very beautiful around the mouth, on my forehead area, and over here. It is looking very beautiful. So I'll definitely repurchase it for the reasons that it is performing beautifully. It is not getting too much oxidized. My skin is looking so beautiful in pictures and in person as well. But I would like to do more of prepping and priming and will control the quantity of the concealer on my fine lines area. That's how I'm gonna use this product. And at this point, I'd also like to ask you, would you consider purchasing this concealer or not? Okay.